Hi, I'm Camilla Kumara, and I am talking here in my studio room, the studio where I welcome clients, and I have the Zoom sessions here also. Um, I find that this room holds a great energy to explore consciousness and, and to support you. But also it's quite neutral, which I like. Um, Staying very open and neutral, but at the same time loving, is something that I wish to come from. There's this one thing that I have been thinking about for some time. Um, it is about um, how we seem to um, seek confirmation quite a lot. It's nothing unusual about that, especially not when it comes to seeking confirmation about an experience that we've had. Lately, I have had quite a lot of questions during sessions um, about guidance or messages or channeling or something that you have received from other um, therapists or psychics or channelers. So the question is if the guides through me can confirm the same information. That is always a tricky question. And I wish to talk a little bit about that. Because when it comes to guidance or some information that has come through another part that is not present in the room, another psychic or intuitive or channeler or similar, um, there is also the ethics about that. Um, but it's also something that the guides through me wish to stress often, and that is that usually what is relevant to ask about or take up during a session is something that is connected with the now. So we might explore or receive information about another timeline or past life um, in this now moment because it has to do with something that is occurring now. It could be something in the body or a block or something that connects with the present moment. A difficulty of some kind or something in a relationship and equal. But when it comes to some kind of information that has come through maybe many years ago, the guides usually tell me or us that this is not really relevant in this time. Sometimes the person has received information that was relevant at that point to understand something 4 or 5 years ago or 20 years ago. But that is the other part of the question. The first part is that, is it really ethical to um, be that person to confirm or deny something that came through another um, professional um, without the full context of that meeting or the energies in the meeting, or what was going on between the therapist um, and the client. So it is, as I often say, this is a difficult question. On the other hand, there are sometimes definitely relevant and even very important to add some information on a subject that the client has received in another session with another therapist or psychic. And that is when the information has directly hurt the client or has been directly negative in some way. I have had one client meeting many years ago who really wanted to hear the view from the guides through me about something that she heard from a man in India many years earlier. And what he had said was a date for her death, her coming death in this life, this incarnation. So this person, I don't know the profession or what he was performing in that moment, some kind of healer or equal, and he had told her the date as he saw it for her moment of death in this incarnation. And this information was very troubling for her because the year was approaching. And so for me as a Akashic Records reader and just a intuitive and also a trained therapist and fellow human being, I find that not okay in any way to present that kind of information. Because as you know, nothing is set in stone when it comes to our life paths. We have a certain plan, and our free will is taking twists and turns with that plan. And it's not meant for us to know when we are going to leave this lifetime. We're not supposed to know that because that knowledge would affect our choices. And we need to see life as something that we are part and co-creating. So the client who had received that information was clearly troubled. And so I felt that this question is really important for her to know. And there came a long message from the guides about about the circumstances giving this kind of information, and a message also about discernment and so on. And so that felt really valuable to present that answer, which was quite clear that it was not not clear, pure channel. It was not a correct thing to do, and so on. And the lesson is about finding the strength from within to not listen to everything that one can receive from others, spiritual professions. Other cases could be definitely past sessions with professionals or intuitives or psychics where the information or treatment has hurt deliberately or just irresponsibly presented information for the client. And so in that case, sometimes I work with that and the guides work with that. So there's so many different layers here, all levels. Because confirmation can be really, really important for us. Confirmation that we are on track. I would say that the most of our meetings is about confirmation. Confirmation for you from the guides, angels, master beings. Confirmation about a certain feeling or hunch that to do something, to go somewhere, to take a job. So that kind of confirmation, work with that, search for that is really, really important too. And we need that because we are humans. So this is something else that I'm talking about. It is about seeking confirmation or just for me to be some kind of reading the script. Is this correct or not? And that is, I find that troubling. And my sense is that it has become more more common to ask for that. So what I would say is that if something feels off that you've heard, just sit with that information. And sometimes we say that take what resonates, and that is true. Sometimes it can also be some information that we really cannot take in at the moment, but after some time, that information becomes really valuable because we all grow, and sometimes we receive more information coming from other sources like books or articles or what someone is talking about, and then aha, that was something that I heard in that session a year ago. It just clicks. So take what resonates is a good thing, but also just be open that, yeah, I cannot really understand this concept right now. So let's see. Maybe it will come up later on. Yeah. I think we need to sort of be okay sometimes with not knowing, with more feeling. and sensing. Because, you know, the guides often speak in symbols, in symbolic language. And as with the light language, we receive the codes, we take them into our system. And over time, the activations are unfolding. And it is like that with information as well, and messages, that if we just see it as codes unwrapping, unfolding for us, just as with the light codes, we can be more relaxed in maybe not knowing everything at once. I really feel that the greatest strength with the spiritual mentoring work is to support you going forward, moving forward with greater self-awareness, being even more open and exploring. I see that your senses are expanding, and you hear and see things a little bit more clearly all the time. Letting go of old fears and patterns and limiting beliefs. But what I really feel so meaningful is to support you in your journey. Maybe not to be the person who's supposed to say to you the exact truth or meaning, or maybe the words can support, maybe the words carry a lot of wisdom. And maybe there are details, because there are sometimes a lot of details from other timelines and what is going on, or what kind of energy is in your energy field at the moment. But I find the most meaningful part is to support you, because I see change over time, and it's so beautiful. In this time, I wish to encourage everyone, including myself, to relax a little bit and to feel into, what do I need now? Not maybe not what do I want, but what do I really need? Maybe it's more the healing that I need. Maybe it's more the activations, pressing the buttons. Something will shift more than the information. I see that the light language recently have had a very strong effect. These are even more laser clear in some way. And I feel very blessed to work with the language of light and with the sound frequencies. Yeah, that was a little message about session work and my thoughts about it, and how I really find it important to evaluate myself in what is meaningful, what is of the highest good for you. and supporting you in fitting the puzzle together. That is very meaningful. And I see that when we are together, and when I can be that mirror and to bring in the guides and the angels and work with the energies in that moment, that is truly powerful. So in many ways, I would suggest that come in with an open mind and an open heart, and let's see what comes first, and then we take questions, and we take questions from what feels really important for you in this time, from the now moment. We are moving forward on the ascension journey, everyone together, and we are all doing our parts the best we can in the moment. And I believe that a lot of things will happen the coming 6 months or so. So let's move into this period together and enjoy the ride. Thanks for listening. I'm Camilla Kumara, and I am a spiritual guide in Sweden. And I welcome you from all over the world as I do Zoom sessions and distance sessions and webinars as well. Bye for now. Thank you for listening.